Acting Deputy Chair. I think there are a few other issues that unite everyone in this place than this issue. And can I commend Senator Ayres and the other men who have spoken on this issue here today. While the National Day to Prevent Violence Against Women is one day, we have to find in this place a way to make it every single day that we stand up in this place, lead by example, and do everything we can to eliminate violence against women. This unites us as women, this unites us as senators, and this unites us as human beings. All of us in this place know somebody who is either the victim of coercion, the victim of domestic violence, physical violence, sexual violence, and some, as we've just heard so poignantly, have multiple members, in the case of Senator Nampijinpa Price, whose female relatives and friends have been murdered. One of the things I think we all need to stand up and say very clearly, there is no such thing as family violence. There is no such thing as domestic abuse. It is violence, it is murder, and it is a crime. And somehow by diminishing this as family violence or as things that are acceptable to remain hidden in plain sight behind closed doors has to end. And I think we are in such a great position to do that because it does unite each and every one of us. I was very, very proud to be a member of the Cabinet Task Force on Women's Safety and Economic Security with my other Cabinet colleagues who put so much work and passion into the women's budget statements and into the many programs that we initiated with great passion for women's safety and women's economic security, because there cannot be no safety without economic security. But we knew, and I think we all know here today, that no matter how many policies you have and how much money we throw at this issue, as important as they both are, nothing will change if we do not change the attitudes of all Australians. 50% of Australians don't know what to look for. They don't know what it looks like, and they certainly do not know how to call it out. So not only do we have responsibility to set the example here, to make sure we support the best possible budget statements, the best possible policies, and support the government of the day to implement it, we have to do more in our own communities, in our own families, to call it out for what it is. And whether you are in an Aboriginal community in Alice Springs or whether you are our neighbours next door, this is happening. I just wanted to quote from the United Nations, who I think, and the UN Secretary-General, who said that achieving gender equality and empowering women and girls is the unfinished business of our time. And how right he is, because this is not just an issue for women in other nations. It is as much of a problem in our own societies, as much as we try to perhaps not accept that this is the case. Violence against women and girls is one of the most widespread, persistent and devastating breach of human rights in our own nation. And I think until we can all keep saying this clearly, that this is a problem for us as much as it is for anywhere else. Whether you are a vulnerable woman anywhere in this nation, where you are vulnerable, whether overseas, whether it's war, whether it's famine, whether it's many other factors that make people vulnerable, you can be just as vulnerable in the house next door to us, in all of our suburbs, all around our nation. So having a look at this and accepting that this is a problem for us, and having so many men in this chamber today calling it out, I think is a great, great next step. So let's do what we can in this place on a multi-partisan basis to make every single day a day where we work together to eliminate violence in all its forms against women and girls. Thank you.